Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Tuesday, January the 13th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the room. This is the address to get in, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. I am in a trade, so I'm going to have to keep watching it. I'm in Amory. I'm in at 17.16, and I'm kind of well, obviously it pulled back on me. I was going to get out if it broke below 17, but it didn't, so I held on, and now we're at 17.22. So I might get something out of this. A late day trade. It was a bit of an experiment for me. But before we look at any of that, let's take a look at the SPY because we had some crazy, crazy action today. Uh, let's maybe get a 15 or a smaller time frame up here. Yeah. So here's about 9:30. So here's where the market, yeah, in fact, right here is where the market opened. Strong, strong open. And then we had a fade and then a collapse. And I think if you look at KBH, it probably coincided a little bit with this one, which was KBH Home Builder had positive news earnings in the morning. It was up and looking good. A little bit of a pullback here, and then a little pop. And then I guess around here is when they had a conference call and everything just started to fall. It was unbelievable, quite frankly. Not just KBH, but all of the home builders. This is the home builders ETF, and you can see that it just collapsed. And, to be honest, I don't know what they said. Obviously, it wasn't good. Maybe they were talking about housing starts in 2015 or for the balance of the year. I really don't know. But whatever they said, it really, I think, had the effect of really collapsing the market because we were up well over 200, and then we got down to less than we're down 100. So we had at least a 300 point swing in the Dow. So what did I do through all this? I was a little bit fortunate. Let me just bring up the first one that is Disney. Now Disney doesn't look so great now, but earlier on in the day it wasn't so bad. Let me just get over here, and Disney came in on the lifetime high. Now I had to do a reboot just before I did this, so you don't see it right here, but it came. This was a lifetime high for Disney, over $96. So I took the trade right here when it. In fact, if you remember the video yesterday, what I said was on these lifetime highs, I'm going to wait till they get to 11 cents over the whole number before I take it. And so that's what I did. And so I took the trade at 96.11. Not a bad move. I mean, Disney can be a very sleepy stock. And so I took the first half out actually right here on the way back down at 96.37, and then it just collapsed. And this was before all the other shenanigans of the market. So this had nothing to do with that. And I got out the second half at 96.16. So nothing fancy, but it was just one of those trades that I thought I should take because obviously Disney, widely held stock, the bid ask, the spread was good. So I just thought that taking at 11 was the wise thing to do. And so I made some money on it. Ecom. Now, Ecom was the one that was just absolutely devastated today. It is still down $11 on a $10 stock. So, I mean, it's basically cutting right in half. And you can see, let's just take a look at the pre-market here. This was, I think it was earnings or guidance, revenue, something like that. And so it just collapsed. So we were all watching for some kind of a bounce. And it looks like, oh, well, here's an obvious place, just buy it. But, there was, to me anyway, there was no good pattern. So we kept waiting and waiting and waiting for it to break $10. But with a, you can see here it touched it here, touched it here, touched it here, touched it here. It kept teasing us. But I was saying in the room that the only way I was going to take it is if we got some volume on that break. And finally here we had some volume and it just touched 10. Didn't break through, but here is we had some more volume. And when I say volume, I mean look at this candle compared to all the rest of them for several hours before. So we got the volume there. And so on this break, finally, I took the trade at 10:08. And but I had no faith in this, I have to admit. And now, of course, the market is sliding. So, bounces are not going to probably be very good in a sliding market. So I was very quick to take some profit, and I got out at 10:20. And it's not marked here, but my second out was at 10:11 as this came down on this candle right here. I didn't want to mess around, and you can see it is still just hanging in at $10. And this will be something we have to watch though for the the next little while. Take a look at the daily on it. And excuse me, obviously here is today. So there's a huge gap that can be filled. And so it's well, especially we're hanging it at a whole number. 10 is a big psychological number, so it's not a bad idea. Then just put it on a watch list, and which I will certainly do, and watch it for the next few days to see if we get any sort of recovery. Now the next one was this one was pretty good actually. And this is on the daily, so let me get back to the 5-minute chart. Now, somebody had called this in the room earlier and said that this was, and I think they called it around $17. And now I didn't take, I should have taken it right there, but because it's a beautiful. I mean, look, yeah, you're not going to get too many patterns like this where a little bit of base, maybe the smallest little flag, and then you get this candle right there. The volume was, I mean, the volume wasn't bad. It wasn't stupendous. It was, but it was more than these previous candles. And then the following candle just lit it. So I missed it right here, but I decided, and I said this was a chase. And in fact, I was looking at it right here when it broke over 18, and I took the trade and I was starting to type it in, and it just flew on me. So I was a little bit late on posting it, but people think could still get in about here if they wanted to, at 1844. And so I did get rid of one half at 1882, just in case it was going to get stuck at the whole number. And here's where I started to, my dog, I got to be aware of his needs and her needs. And so I decided that she was staring at me and she's used to going out right now. So I put a stop in at 1895 and it was over 19 at this point. And when it broke down through, I was gone and I got out at 1895. And you can see it did pop up here, but you know what? I mean, this candle came down here. I probably would have got out anyway. So you know what? I'm not going to blame the dog for this one. But this is one to watch still because let's take a look at the daily chart. This will certainly show up. You know, it's got a little bit of room left still, maybe $1 up to this resistance area. It all depends what happens tomorrow. So I will definitely continue to watch that one. And let's see, Amory, I'm in this one. And let's see, this is on the daily chart, so that's not, let's take a look at what it's doing. Yeah, I'm a little bit light here. I'm still a little bit under on the bid. So I think the bid is at 17.15. So I'm still going to hold it. It's got another hour left in the market and it might have one of those late market surges. One of the things I'm doing, I'm going to be looking at a lot more, especially in these markets where, you get all these wild gyrations sometimes. And, this is a nice little top list that I've got, basically showing me the stocks. These are the strong stocks of the day. They're above the open, above the close, and above yesterday's high. And I have them sorted on their position in the day's range. And they've got to be still within 20% of the high of the day. So, for instance, this one is, might not show up, but this is at 94% of the high of the day right there. This is at 94 also. And this one down here is at 81%. And so just to quickly show you in the summary what I do, stocks between 2 and 100. The volume has to be at least 300,000 shares. The price has got to be up at least 2% from the close. It's got to be above the open, within 20% of the high of the day. And this is, well, the fact that, and it's got to be above yesterday's high also. So these should be strong stocks. And this is actually where I found AAMRI when the market was pretty weak. You don't see it here now because it's not now within 80%, I guess, of the high of the day. And so it is. So it's off this list, but it will come back on if it pops up to this level. Now the reverse of it is good to watch also. This is just the reverse. These are the below the open, below the close, and below yesterday's close or yesterday's low. Sorry, yesterday's low. And when the market, now you can use, I can use this stop list in two ways. If the market's good, I can start using this as a potential bounce plays. Here are stocks that are right at the bottom, low of the day, very, very weak. Check a chart to see whether or not they're coming into some kind of support. And, so it could be used for a bounce play also. But I like to have these two, as I say, these two, because a very quick snapshot of the top stocks, the strongest stocks of the day, and the weakest stocks of the day, and arranged in, their position in the day's range. So, wow, what a day. And we still have another hour left. Have to see what is the SPY doing now. Let's see, maybe it's starting to recover a little bit. Well, I had a little pull up here, but now it looks like it's giving it back. So, wouldn't, will 200 hold? We're playing that game again. Will 200 hold? It held so far today, about 200.51 on the SPY, but we'll have to see. So, I may have, yeah, as this is going down. Um, you know what? I'm still going to hold on to it. Maybe if it gets below, right here, if it goes below 1706, I'll probably get out of it. And because the market is just too weak, it's not conducive to trying to play. And as I speak, it's gyrating around. So hey, we'll have to see. Yeah, it's 1720 now on the bid. So you never know. I mean, again, this is strong today for a reason when the market is falling down. It's a biotech, and I don't know. In fact, I should just take a look at the daily chart on it and see what's going on. Yeah, so I mean, we have a little bit of room here, 1896 up to here, and then a big gap to fill here. So, this is encouraging, maybe for the balance of the day. All right, well, we have well over 100 people now in the room today, and the room is growing. So, I certainly hope that you come into the room. Let me just bring back how to get in. Here's the address to get in, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in the room tomorrow.